Imagine a world where you own your data, your identity, and your money, all without relying on big corporations or middlemen. Today, we're going to be talking about the promise that Web3 brings, because this essentially allows you to own everything digitally with your own keys and with your own cryptography. But why does everyone keep talking about Web3? Today, we're going to talk about what Web3 is and how we got to where we are and the future of Web3 as well. Let's dive straight into the video. So Web3 is basically the next generation of the internet, and this is going to allow you to basically own everything digitally in a decentralized environment. But how did we actually get here, and why is it called Web3? Well, Web 1 was essentially the first iteration of the internet, which was mainly just text. So you would have text on a server, people would then look at that server and see the text. This then evolved into articles, but it didn't really have the content that we see today in Web 2. So with Web 1, it was more about reading rather than reading and writing. Whereas Web 2, as you can see here, is all about reading and writing. What does that mean? Well, you can not only write your own forums and blog posts and stuff like this, like you would be able to do with Web 1, but with Web 2, you can do that with media. So videos, we're talking YouTube, we're talking live streams, everything that you interact with today, whether it's your social media profile or your YouTube, this is all Web 2. This is all app-based systems that allow you to transfer media to the user from the corporation or from the creator. Next, we have Web 3. Now, what's the difference between Web 2 and Web 3? Well, Web 3 is focusing more on decentralization. So without the need for corporations like Facebook or Apple or something like this, you could have a fully decentralized system where everyone runs everything on their phone. Their phone essentially becomes a server, and then everyone's communicating with each other whilst owning their own content. Now, this is going to be something that is super important, but the reason why this hasn't happened yet is because people can get hacked and there can be lots of problems with the infrastructure surrounding this. What crypto does and what blockchain does, it essentially solves this by recording it all on a ledger, and it allows you to basically encrypt everything that you're sending so you maintain ownership of it. And this is why we've seen cryptocurrencies come about, where yes, these are currencies that are decentralized. They're not owned by one bank. They're not owned by one corporation, right? This is currencies that are owned by the people. So in short, Web 1 would be a read only, Web 2 would be reading and writing with multiple forms of content, and Web 3 would be reading and writing but with decentralization where everyone has ownership over it. Now, we've talked about cryptocurrencies, which are massive, and we've seen Bitcoin actually get an ETF recently. But what exactly can Web3 be used for besides currency? Well, one example is artwork. So you can see here, OpenSea is basically the place where you can get NFTs. This stands for non-fungible tokens. What does that mean? Basically, it means you could take something and make it digital, and then people would have ownership over that digitally. You could do this with t-shirts, you could do this with pretty much any product and have a digital copy of it showing your ownership. But you can also do this, which is very big at the moment, with NFTs, with artwork. So a lot of big companies have made their own NFTs with their own artwork and their own branding and sold these online, and these are their own cryptographic copies of art or cryptographic artwork in itself without any physical copy that people can own by having it in their crypto wallet. Now, this doesn't just extend to artwork, this actually is massive in what's called GameFi. So imagine you're playing World of Warcraft or RuneScape or a game like this, where yes, in these MMOs you own items and those items are virtual, but imagine you could take those items with them being NFTs and actually transfer them to other games because they are unique and there is no copy of them. So you could take something in this example from World of Warcraft, potentially a very rare sword, and you could bring that over to another game like RuneScape and actually use that sword in both games by transferring it. This is only possible with NFTs because of the blockchain technology behind it. Now, all of this is made possible using what's called a cryptocurrency wallet. This is basically like your normal wallet that you have at home, but in this case, you're actually using this digitally. And this wallet is going to hold not just all of your currencies like you can see here, but it could hold your NFTs, it could hold potential coupon codes in NFT form, and it's going to track all of your activity on this using the blockchain. So imagine instead of using PayPal or instead of using something else like a bank card, you could use this anywhere on the internet and you own your funds directly on your computer rather than having to log into a corporation's account that's held on their servers. And yes, it just gives you full ownership over your virtual assets. Why is this useful? Well, for example, let's say PayPal gets hacked. Everyone loses their money. No one has any way to get that money back. This would be a case where something that was centralized went down and therefore everyone lost their money. In the case where we have control of our funds on a MetaMask wallet or another wallet, we can actually have full ownership of our coins. And what that means is if PayPal get hacked, it doesn't matter because we have all of our money here. Now, the crypto economy is getting massive, and here's some examples of how big it is right now. But it's only going to get bigger, and if you're not into crypto yet, and if you don't have a Web3 wallet, I would highly recommend setting one up. Because if you want to access the digital future, then it's going to be something where everyone owns their own funds and their own virtual items. And when we have VR and other things like Ready Player One-esque things coming into fruition here with new technology like VR glasses, AR glasses, then yes, we are going to have a need for these virtual wallets, and we're going to have a need for ownership over those wallets as well. So that is Web3 and why it's so important. If you got value from this video, definitely drop a like on it. If you are interested in Web3, definitely download your wallet of choice, whether it's MetaMask, whether it's Phantom Wallet, whatever wallet you would like. Definitely go and download that now because it could be something that helps you out massively in the future. And it's always good to be clued up on what's coming around the corner for humanity. But that's going to be it for me. Drop a like on it, drop a comment, drop a sub, and I will see you in the next one.